Um, please, please, please make note of my email there. I suppose I should have made it bigger. vp2@sccpta.com. I'm here to help you to make sure that you can grow your membership or have access to the tools that you need or ideas or just to brainstorm something. Please leverage me as much as you can. If you're having events or activities that when we do get to in person or virtual, let me know about them. I would love to be able to try and make time for as many as I possibly can. So let me know what's going on at your unit. The engagement. Yeah, it can be a battle between two opposing forces or one or more. And yes, it's related to marriage, which very similar at times. But we're talking about building the engagement and participation, service, support, and partnership to grow that membership. And perks for members. What are you offering? Help your members attract other members, especially in the PTSA world where you've got 6th grade up and really looking for, well, what can I get out of this membership? Yes, I can enter the reflections program, but if that doesn't appeal, oh, there's a prize draw. Okay, yeah, I'm interested in that. And it could be something little, could be a bunch of tchotchkes, as they say, or it could be a little bit more, if you get donated prizes or what have you, can be a little bit more appealing to the preteen teen. And programs, toot your own horn, make sure people know what you're doing. Okay, what programs are you offering? What are you doing? What are you supporting, and what are you prompting? Okay, ideas. Tiny list of ideas here of anything and everything that people are doing. Personally, our local unit, middle school, we did donation drives for clinic supplies. So at the same time as doing our membership, we asked people to bring in clinic supplies so that we could stock them at the start of the school year. And one of our business partners did a wonderful donation also. They're not necessarily always going to know about our desire and our goals to do this. You've got to reach out and ask them. And you know, sometimes it's super embarrassing to ask people for stuff, but a lot of the time, even now during COVID, there are some people doing still okay and some people are struggling. They will be honest with you. But if people do have money in their budget and they haven't been able to spend as much because of COVID, they are more likely to give you something. So ask a nice, you know, use a nice letter or a nice email approach to try and attract donations. It doesn't always have to come out of your bank balance to do these pieces. Include DEI. Make sure that if you're doing spirit nights, it's something that people can afford to come and participate in. It's something, you know, that's open to everybody within their financial means. Making sure that we're thinking about DEI in the languages that we use for our flyers and our communications. Math nights, game nights, science nights. Some of them have been wonderfully adapted to be online during COVID. Not all, obviously. I really want everybody to be pushing Reflections program. I was Reflections chair last year, so it's near and dear to my heart. And honestly, wonderful content. It is so heartwarming. A few of the entries had me in tears. They're so moving. Honestly, it's one of the best programs that I think we can offer to our kids to be creative and have that avenue. And we actually had the photography, the absolute highest award at the national level. One of our students won last year from Seminole County. Fabulous. So tons of different engagement opportunities there and offering or offerings to increase your membership there. So make sure, you know, if you've got a list of things you did last year, make sure people know about that when you're asking them to join. And also understand, and I did make a quick note actually, because what we're really asking people to do is sign up for membership. That's it. Pay your membership dues. That's it. You know, that's the main bit. That's our bread and butter. But on top of that, if they want to volunteer, absolutely. If they want to do a donation, absolutely. If they're a business sponsor, yes. You know, they can be involved in the board or the committee at the PTA local unit, PTSA. They could, if they wanted to, be at the county level. They could be at the state level. They could be at the national level. But all we're really asking them to do right now is pay a membership fee, right? And here's what you have access to. So toot your horn about what you've done in the past and what you're intending to do, what your plans are, but sign those members up. And according to the national materials that we're going to go to in a little bit, one of the main things that people say about why they didn't join the PTA is that they weren't asked. They were not asked. And recently I volunteered at the Lyman High School schedule pickup, so that, and literally told to, or not told, asked to sit behind a table, wait for people to come to me and hand out flyers with QR codes and whatnot. Yeah, that worked a little bit, but not very well. And there was tons of parents and students lined up at the transportation queue and the schedule pickup for all the alphabet. Well, I just took a bunch of flyers and walked around, asked people, hey, do you know about, I would love for you to scan it, take a flyer, whatever you need to do. Talk, and ended up answering questions as well, but ask them, just ask people. And membership did kind of peak a little, and they got a few members. They're still working hard. It's a brand new board down there, but ask people, approach them. All right, this really bothered me. Where are the positive PTA memes? I haven't shared, and I will not share any of the negative ones because they are awful and I don't want to proliferate those. But PTA has a bad rap in the meme world. So here's what we're going to do to change it. Okay, and I want to show you a couple of positive ones that I did find. Willy Wonka as the theme here, but so a teacher told me that you would be a great PTA board member. I mean, that positive, fun, has some humor around it. This one, hey, I just met you and this is crazy, obviously from the Call Me song, but here's our sign up, join PTA maybe. Cute, positive, not really very inventive, but okay. And yeah, that's probably more my meme creation style, but here's the thing, here's what I want to do. This isn't VP2 at SEC PTA offering this. This is Michelle Pettinger offering this. And I am saying, as a personal human being, that the best positive PTA theme meme sent to me by the end of September will get a personal donation from me of $50 to their local unit. So I want you creating memes. I want us to create positive PTA themed memes. Okay. Personal donation from me, $50 for the best one that I get. Submit to the mailbox just because it's easier to do that than my personal one, but it's personal donation of $50. That is my contest. Okay. There are hardly any, and we are going to change that. Okay. So get meme making hats on and see if we can push them out, and let's use them in our engagement this year. Let's push. Okay. Best one, $50 donation. All righty. Where's the meat? This is something that's bothered me in a bunch of training that I have taken, and I don't know whether I'm going to do it justice today with the meat, but I see a lot of skeleton kind of, here's how you increase membership, but I'm left at the end saying, yeah, but how do I actually do it? I know what I need to do, kind of, but how do I do it? So let's see if we can get to some of the meat, and I want everybody helping as well in this. Engagement plans, really about having the idea, working out the plan, and then doing the action. But do we really need to start from scratch? We've got all of these different groups that we have to attract into our membership. So we've got our students and caregivers, faculty and staff, our community partners, our businesses, the SROs. That's something I'm going to be working on and reaching out to the SROs to say, you know what, you need to belong to your local unit. Here's the QR codes to make sure that they are aware of the information that you're pushing out and invested in our schools, right? They have an investment in our schools for our student safety, faculty and staff, as well as their own. So let's make sure they're involved. Let's get them signed up as members if they're not already. The county level officers and board, Rachel sent out everybody's emails and said, hey, let's ask, right? Let's ask. And I love the fact that I've been getting emails to say, would you please join our board and not board, our membership? And absolutely, pleasure. I have money in my personal budget to make sure that I can support a number of local units in addition to my own daughter's school. So ask. State level officers and board. Emily Ori, when we were at leadership convention, was fabulous. She had our SSA flyers as well, you know, and she was, I would love for you to join our board. And Rachel and Emily got into a tussle and set up Milwee, which was Rachel's local, or is Rachel's local unit, and SSA, South Seminole Academy. And the principals challenged each other, basically saying whoever won the tussle, the other person was going to have to wear the competing school's shirt. So the Milwee principal is going to have to wear an SSA shirt for quite some time. So bravo, Emily. But that, you know, they really getting on with things and going well. But Emily is our membership chair and doing a wonderful job there. State level, she did ask quite a few people, and she actually got Anna King, the national president who was at leadership convention, to join the SSA as a member. So, and local leaders, don't be shy about your local community, commissioners or whoever is appropriate within your area, and just ask them to join, and be involved, get involved, make a plan to do it, gather some emails. You can send them out. Just, you know, we've got some example emails that we're going to be looking at. Just make sure that you are getting yourself together, coming up with your list, and then execute, right? Execute on the plan of sending out. Now, resources. I was hunting around for some resources when I was trying to put this together, and I realized there are a bunch of different PTA groups around Facebook. I'm sure there's others. I know Emily's big on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok person. Every time I open it, it's got some really loud random video, and I shut it down immediately and don't like it. So, but there are obviously people that are getting on great with that. But follow groups that are going to help you with ideas, right? You can, PTA is very open, I think, about if we have a great idea, leverage it. We're not going to keep it secret. We're not going to just keep it for ourselves. Leverage it. Use it in your community. Use it in your local unit. So we have the Florida PTA engagement membership, Seminole PTA leaders, Florida national, etc., etc. Look for other groups to follow and absolutely rip off their ideas, right? That's what they're there for. And share any other good groups that you're part of with us. And with PTA, Seminole PTA leaders, so that we can keep that going. QR code builders. Actually, I wanted to show you what I had in my folder, but I can't remember where I put my folder. When we did the Back to School Expo at Seminole County Mall, one of the things we did was print out our QR code for the Member Hub store that it was the site that went to all of your logos. And so what I was doing was the parents were coming up to grab lollipops and school supplies. We were next to the zoo table, so they had live animals, which helped attract different people. But we did really well in terms of getting people to come to the table. The lady actually asked if we were giving away free money because we had so many people visiting. But they were scanning the code if they were, comfortable with that, and going to that site and then finding their local unit, clicking on it, and obviously that takes them straight into your member hub. We're going to be doing a lot of that this year. I'm going to try to get to as many in-person community events as I can, to be able to say, put this QR code in front of people, trying to get it into various establishments so that people can scan it and get to your locations. But it doesn't stop you from having your own QR code and putting it everywhere. Like, put your QR code, your link to your member hub everywhere. And if you're not sure about how to do it, I can show you towards the end, okay? But there are free QR code builders. You put your link in, it'll create the picture, you grab it, save it, and it's then your image. What I would recommend is when you print it, just make sure you check it every now and again to make sure your printing quality is still good and it is actually scanning to take you to the site. Apart from that, easy peasy. So get it out in front of everybody. Okay, so that's a repeat of what I said earlier. So obviously my script was off, but we're asking them to pay their dues. If they want to get more involved, absolutely, there's everything there, but we're literally just asking for their membership at this point, and we will do specific recruiting for other things. I would say a lot of success has been had at some local units by breaking up their requests for what for their positions on their board. So for example, one of the local units said, you know what, we're going to need photography at various events through the year. So we're going to specifically target that skill set. And they pushed out their little advert to say, we need help with this specifically. This is the likely time period for events. Can anybody help us? And a dad from the student body parent group was able to say, you know what, I'm a photographer. I'd love to do that for you. And that's his niche, right? That's his niche. That's what he can do. He's comfortable doing. He has expertise, and they filled that hole. Doesn't have to be any broader than that. So be specific about what you need, and then see whether that generates more of an engagement of it. Actually, yeah, I can do that, versus just a broad description or title there that they might not understand. Try and break it up into parts. You might end up with a big board, but that's no bad thing either, because once they're in, they usually volunteer for other things, unless they're really strong-minded, which you're going to find too. Alrighty. Ooh, where'd it go? I hit something that was wrong. Okay, now here's where I want to go to my other resources, and I think I'm sharing my whole screen, but tell me if you cannot see what I'm about to show you. Do you see it opening? 125 ways to increase membership?
No, I'm not seeing it.
You don't? Okay. Let's do new share screen. Sorry. All right, let me know once that comes up.
Yes, now it's there.
Yay. Okay. If you are not already hooked into National PTA 125, the 125 campaign, you need to be. Now, if it's too late to sign up, which I haven't checked, so that might be a naughty on me, but if it's too late, let me know. I will download everything and put it somewhere where we can give you access. But what I wanted to do really with the remainder of the time is talk about some of these resources, see what we want to and have used successfully. I want it to be a dialogue. You know, we all really just want to have tons of members. We know we've got stretch goals. We know we want to offer the best opportunities for them. But here is the thing that really has resonated for me this year. We pay $3.50 to Florida PTA for each member, okay? Now, of that, they take their slice and then they pass on to national. So as far as I'm concerned, we pay national PTA for every single one of these resources, and we need to utilize them to the best of our ability. They are doing the work for us. We are paying for that work with our member dues on behalf of our community of members, and we need to leverage their work. We need to leverage that work product. Okay, does anybody disagree? Yay, silence. Okay, so let's leverage it. Let's find out what they're talking about, right? They're talking about a welcoming environment. Yes, absolutely. We need to not be shy about saying hello to people and mingling if we ever do get back in person safely. But definitely when we're virtual, make sure people are engaged and involved. And I'll be calling people out by name as soon as I get back to the screen. We've still got 5 of us, but we're going to chat. So make sure that we have a welcoming environment. You know, it's hard. You walk into a room, you're not always comfortable, or you're at a meeting, you're not always comfortable, and just start that conversation. Find the commonalities or the interest in other people, and figure out why they're there, what they want out of it. You know, make sure that we are engaging, right, and open. Just open. And then do the meaningful work, which I think is really valid, because one of the things that I guess confused me originally, but I really got a an eye-opener the last few years, is ask the school what their goals are, right? What is your goal for this year? What's your goal for the next 3 years, 5 years? They have these plans, they have these ideas, and they have these needs. If they don't share them with us, then there's nothing we can do to partner. We might not be able to help them, but we could. If somebody's going to come to me and say, hey, we really need to increase the financial literacy of our seniors before they go out into the world, or whilst they're learning and taking their first steps. Well, hey, my work is, I work for one of the big banks, and we have a whole curriculum about financial literacy that we are able to be trained to go out and teach, right? And we can teach these. We can participate in all sorts of stuff. So find out what their goals are, and then see if you can connect the dots with things that you can help, or maybe you can't, based on what Shelley has just gone over with us, of fiduciary responsibilities, but maybe we can. So find out what they are. Okay. The in-person stuff, I really don't know where we're going to be this year, but they have a ton of different things here. The back to school mailing, we know when school starts. Every year we know when school starts, we know when the breaks are, we know the calendar way in advance. So we should be able to prepare at the end of the previous year the flyer for the next year, right? Make sure it's ready, because your board might be a little in flux and people are busy getting their own kids back to school. Let's make sure that back to school is one of your last pieces that you do in your program for the previous year, right? Before summer. And make sure you're ready. Make sure you have your stuff printed. Make sure you are ready to go if it's virtual, whatever you're doing. Get it done beforehand, and then it's ready. And then work with the school. How are we going to get them into the hands of the kids and the family or the guardians, to make sure that they know what to do? Are we going to have people in the car line waving little signs in the first week or so? Have a sign up sheet, and if a parent's dropping off, great, drop off or park, and then wave a sign for a little bit and get other people to sign up. Have a big old version of your QR code, right? Put it in their face all the time. It's like, oh yeah, I must do that. Oh yeah, I must do that. You know what? I'm going to do it now, right? So they have tons and tons of materials here. Is anything catching your eye? I know you're probably looking through. Is anybody thinking of something here that they've seen that just, appealing? No? Are you going to chat to me? Please chat to me. Anybody seeing anything they like?
I love the car rider line idea.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have as well is I have this desire that I have a mental image. On I-4, when you drive up Lake Mary Way towards Daytona, and there's that big old bridge thing, and I know there's more than one of them, but that's the one I'm thinking of. And every now and again when I'm driving under, there's like a cyclist or there's somebody going over, and I'm like, I really want to go on that bridge. I really want to go. But now I really want to stand on the bridge and wave a sign that says join your local PTA. So if you see me there at any point with my kid waving a big piece of cardboard, you know why. I'm fulfilling my dream, fulfilling my vision. But yeah, the car line, just like waving a placard. We just need to be in their face, and we need to ask them. So we have, I don't know if you saw the pictures, we have a Wonderland theme this year that we're doing at county level. And when we went to leadership convention, we dressed up and I was the Queen of Hearts. So that is my thing this year as well, depending on what's going on. If I can get Rachel to do my makeup, I got a big old wig and a big old dress. And I've got some card soldiers that Shelley crafted for me. So we, depending on what you've got going, if there's something later in the year that is able to be in person, let us know. If a visit from the Wonderland team would be useful for something. But yeah, what else have we got here? We've got Bringing a friend, that's always useful. Shirts worked out really well at our local unit. Is anybody else doing shirts this year? No? Okay. There are, and I don't, sometimes shirts scare people, but there are a few different vendors. Some of them have a minimum order that can make people nervous, because you don't want inventory necessarily. You want to be completely hands off if you can. But we have found a few vendors that they will just say, you know what, you let us know what you need, we'll help you with the design, la la la, and you are completely hands off. You don't need to touch. And then based on the amount you sell, you make more money on the per shirt. So shirts are an interesting concept. They also provide you with some school spirit. It's pretty good. But do you see here that we have all of these links over that they're showing us DIY kits for membership growth? I think I clicked on that one a while back, but let me just go to that one. I might have opened it. Oh, insufficient permissions. Hey, National. That's not very useful. Okay, that might be to do with my profile, but rather than anything else. So let's see what else we've got here. We have these classics. So this one, actually, I don't mind this poster. I think it's pretty good. I do think that we should be using their materials to help. And they are, some of the things that I've seen shared aren't great in terms of DEI mix. So just examine the images and make sure you're comfortable with them. Make sure that they properly reflect your school community. But they are offering us all of the information that we need here. Here's what I was referencing earlier, that people explained, I wasn't asked to join. So I'm frequently asked to support the fundraisers, but I was never asked to join the PTA. I don't get what you do, right? Isn't it just a social club for stay-at-home moms? And it's like, no. Isn't it just baking cookies? No. So, what do you do? Ask them to join. Make sure they understand what the commitment is. Make sure it's diverse and matches as much as possible the multicultural community that you have in your school and in your surrounding area. And then make sure that they understand what we do, right? And don't be shy about, if you need a treasurer, then advertise for somebody in the community, school community, who actually works as a CPA or is a professional in some way around that you can just say, you know what, this would be a piece of cake for you. We'll just teach you the general, the basic rules. We've got plenty of training available, but can you handle this for us? And once they're in it, it's really not a big deal. Okay. PTA no longer a noun, it's a verb, very much an action to PTA and support, invest, volunteer, and advocate. And then the messaging, they have got some great letters, some example pieces. They've got an elevator pitch. Was that over here? No, they've got an elevator pitch that basically says this is what PTA is, and we as a group need it, like, to learn it off by heart. I don't have it quite off by heart yet. I tend to wing it, but making sure that you have this information at your fingertips, and that you can put things in newsletters, and just utilize all of that. They've got social media visuals. You don't have to create anything new in Canva, even though Canva is available to us, and Rachel's done some great training on that as a tool. So we've got all of this work done for us, and we need to leverage it. We need to tailor it for what we need in our school communities, and then use it and go for it. So what are people doing? Let's talk about it. Here's the sample membership, asking them to join, basically. So what are people doing at their local units for engagement and membership campaigns this year? Let's talk a little. So Crystal, I know, Candy, you mentioned that you were having a tussle with a different school. and you're doing a promotion amongst your, or contest then, competition amongst your faculty there. So
Yeah.
are those the two main things? How do you feel it's going, and what else have you got planned to continue and asking your students and their caregivers?
Well, the other thing we did this year was trying to increase our student population for PTSAs. And we also did, again, we have the Scholastic dollars that we're sitting on, and I think the first 100 students that sign up get $5 to use at the book fair.
Okay.
We did that for our teachers and our staff, and we're doing that for the students too. And I think that has also increased our student signups. So,
Yeah, because what's your membership cost then?
$5. That's something else we did. We took down, I think we went up to 7 a few years ago because of the fees. We were taking on the fees, but then we dropped to 6 last year because we gave back the fees for Member Hub. And now this year we went straight 5 because we figured most people would have a $5 bill, or it doesn't seem as scary to see if we can't. Plus, we really want to beat Tuscaloosa. So
yeah, I hear ya. Yeah. Okay.
tired of losing.
Yeah, I hear ya. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Good luck. Okay. So who else have we got that's willing to share what they're doing this year? Carrie, Stephanie, what are you guys up to at your units?
This is Carrie. We are doing, for the teachers, we are giving them till September 1st to become a member, and then we're going to do a drawing for donations that we had gotten from local businesses.
Fabulous.
Gift basket.
Very good. And what local unit are you from, Carrie?
Layer PTA.
Layer. Okay, super. And Stephanie, how about you?
Well, we need some help over at Midway Elementary. So I'm actually not the membership chair. I noticed that we didn't have a lot of representation on this training today. So that's why I'm here to give my group some ideas.
Okay.
I'm the parliamentarian for this year, but we certainly need some ideas to, increase membership. It's been a challenge. They just had pretty much the entire board kind of turnover, I think, in the last year or before COVID. So everyone is new. We've got a new treasurer, new secretary. I'm new. So we just, as many ideas as we can take on.
Understood. All right.
Yep. So this is good for me. I definitely will be going back to our president and VP with all of these ideas.
So how much is your membership?
How much is the membership?
Yeah.
The membership base?
Yeah. How much is your membership for your Midway? Do you know?
It's $5.
5. Yeah. So that's reasonable. Okay. And do you know then, if you haven't got a membership share, do you know how you've pushed or put out there, hey, please join?
So at the Meet the Teacher event, we volunteered and we had a table set up. So I mean, that was probably the first outreach, was at the Meet the Teacher, but we just need to do better, I think, overall, in just communicating what the PTA does. Because we got a lot of that at the Meet the Teacher. People just, they didn't understand what PTA, what we do.
Yeah.
They don't realize that, you can join without making a volunteer commitment. So I think, we probably can improve on just communicating what we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, actually, with the new board. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for stepping up and being the parliamentarian, and for the rest of your board for stepping up and saying, you know what, we can do this year. Leverage us at the county level as much as you can. And the materials that I've been showing here, we can absolutely, grab, put somewhere, publish the links. I'll make sure that the resources are in the deck, as the links are in there as much as possible. Now, one of the things that we might have challenges with is if the national campaign has a time limit on when you can sign up. But I'll make sure that we publish the link to say, look, this is the link to sign up for this campaign, because we're already in, the last 4 weeks of it there. So it could be that I have to grab stuff and then communicate those out to you. But it's really about just having ideas and then executing on those. I think staying in the rules, obviously.
Hey, Michelle,
Yes.
that 125, it doesn't look like you can sign up for it anymore. I looked at
Okay.
it. Just
So
so you know.
the good news is I'm signed up. I have access to everything, and I can totally rip it off for all of you because it is out there to share. All right. And it's out there to use. So if you haven't already signed up, I don't want anybody to be worried or embarrassed about that. We can absolutely still use the materials. And like I say, and I don't know if anybody agrees or disagrees, but I think we pay them for the content with our members' fees, and we need to utilize it. So it's my intention to make sure that you guys all have access, even if you didn't sign up originally. I don't think it should be restricted like that. I get the activities and the points system that they want to do, because there's like a little contest between, the teams that sign up. You're supposed to sign up and then get like 3 of your board to sign up with you, and then you earn points for this, that, and the other. But really, what I needed it for was the materials. So we can absolutely get that to you. But thank you for checking that, Candy. Does anybody want to see the other pieces that we had there? Let's see. Sample member stuff. That's the deck for general. And I do have to get to the general. We won't stay in here for long, but let's just see.
You're good. You still have about 10 minutes. We're a little over.
Thank you. So advocacy, yeah, they have, let me see. If I can go here, yeah. Let me share again, if you'll forgive me jumping around a little here. Oh gosh, now hold on, I've got to get back to the meeting. Never a good idea to have like your entire thing up when you're trying to do what's it? How can I get back to actually share? Because right now, oh no, I know, I minimized it, right. Where's my share button? Share screen. I'm just going to go back to sharing my screen and then share, please, and then hopping in here. So let me know when you can see it, please, Cheryl.
Your campaign visuals are up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, super. So they have some campaign visuals that are not able to be customized. Okay. And they offer them in English and Spanish. You have some example email signatures so that you can really push out there. They have a bunch of little videos that will help you as well, that you can leverage. They have graphics that can be utilized. They have Zoom backgrounds. So if you're doing a Zoom meeting and instead of your fancy bookshelves that are well organized, unlike my own, you could have a Zoom background that's PTA specific. You can watch on YouTube or listen if you're washing the dishes and cleaning up and whatever, and you're just listening to one of these modules that they do. They also have their podcast notes in the backpack. They have specific ones there about membership. I think one of the pieces that really didn't click for me is that National are in a negotiating position to be able to get really great discounts for certain things. So for example, Hertz Rent-A-Car has a good PTA discount. So there are things that national affiliation gets us that we may not be pushing and leveraging for our members. So, you know, the resources that they offer to us, we need to leverage. And I think sometimes, I don't know how you guys feel, but sometimes for me, it feels like they're a little bit separate. But I've definitely shifted my mindset in terms of that. No, they work for us. They produce the product. They work for us. We provide them their income. We're going to use everything they have for us. So how often, or are you guys looking at the national PTA site at all, or do you tend, like I used to just be like, you know, no, it's fine, somebody else can handle? Are you guys leveraging these sites?
No, not really,
Okay,
to be honest.
yeah, no, I want you to be. Excuse me. I want you to be, because we have to be able to say we did what we could, we leveraged, we understood, we learned. They've got some great visuals. You can print them, post them. I don't know how many people have the schools printing stuff, but there's a membership campaign toolkit that I think you can get to. Here's what I'm going to do if I can do it without messing up. Where's the chat? I'm going to put this link in the chat, and I want everybody on here to make sure that they can access it, please. And this is your link to the campaign toolkit that we can get to, utilize, and then navigate around from there. If you've got, I think it was Midway Elementary, you said that you are the parliamentarian, you don't really have a membership person yet, but if you have a social media person, and is Midway Elementary active on Facebook or social media at all?
The PTA page is not active. The main school page is pretty active, but
Okay.
yeah, they haven't been utilizing the Facebook page. It's up, but they're not utilizing it like they should be.
Yeah, so I think maybe one of the first pieces I would say for you guys is recruitment. Now, it could be that somebody at the board level knows somebody that's connected to Midway and would be willing to do X, Y, and Z. I think one of the pieces of engagement as well that we need in order to grow your membership is for you to utilize the county resources as well, right? Reach out to us and say, we're struggling, we need a social media and membership person, because without members, we're not going to be able to do the programs that we want to do. And without social media, we're not going to get the members that we need. So those two, we want to nail, we want to target that. And then reach out. Michelle Jones does a great job on our social media, and Rachel and a number of the other people on the board do post. You know, make sure that you've got these campaign materials pushing out on your social media. You can schedule posts. We can teach you how to do all sorts of stuff. Rachel actually did a fantastic week of training of digital tools, right? So if you want to learn how to do the digital tools, and then say, for example, you're willing to spend, you know, a few hours of volunteering time just sitting there and scheduling posts, you can get your posts done for the whole month, and it can be all about recruitment and membership. Or you can share the work, right? And just make sure that you've got like a drive of all the materials that you're going to push out and the links and whatnot, and just keep it active, because if your page is active, you're going to keep your engagement. But try and grab somebody for social media, and then try and grab somebody for membership, but it's not easy. So your other board members might have to wear more than one hat for a little bit until they can find it, but it's going to be crucial to get the word out, because without members and without money coming in, you have no programs.
Right.
So, but Shelley seems to know everybody in Seminole County. Rachel knows pretty much a bunch of people, but they have connections all over. So what I'm going to do is actually ask about that. And then, because my memory is terrible, I'm going to, so Stephanie Herndon. I tell you what, do me a favor, everybody. Can you put your email addresses in the chat box for me so that I can just copy and paste. And we have a new guest. Which local unit are you from? And I'm going to completely mess up your name. Ivelisse?
Evilise is from Crooms.
Ah, okay, wonderful. If you can put your, I hear very good things about Crooms, actually. One of my friends, her son is there and she's homeschooled him for yonks, but she is in love with Crooms right now.
Both my boys went through Crooms and I regret nothing. It was great.
Yeah, really happy. That's
Yeah.
excellent. That is excellent. Okay, so have we got some email addresses in there that we can leverage, and I can send you some, thank you very much. I'll send you some resources. Everybody can get to the resources that I've just given you on that link. Crew, yeah, it is. Let's make sure that we keep in touch. I'm gonna save that and then pop that in my OneNote, if you'll forgive me, because OneNote is my world. There, okay. So National has all the tools, let's leverage them. The meme competition, the meme contest, I'm super serious about. I want that to be, I think generally we need to increase our positive memes. Whoops. There, best positive PTA theme meme. I can't say that properly, can I? I've messed that up a few times. Sent to me by the end of September will win a personal donation from me, Michelle Pettinger, of $50 to their PTSA or PTA. So who's into memes? I'll get the word out on social media as well, but we've got to do better. Gotta do better. Because, hey, my kid is always, every time I pick her up from the bus stop, she's like, somebody said, and then as she continues telling me, she's like, well, it was a meme. So it's all about memes. Me. Okay, so hopefully you got a little meat. Did you get some meat? Get some ideas, get some meat?
Yes.
I'm hoping. Good. All right. So your next steps really are, what are my ideas? What am I going to steal from? What do I need? I'm going to email Michelle. I'm going to be friends with Michelle on Facebook if I can, to try and, you know, be in touch on Messenger a little easier. Use. All right. This is what I'm here for. Invite me to everything. Make sure we're aware of what you've got planned and what you're doing. And if I can be there, I will be. If it's virtual person, what have you, we will do our best. So engage.